Hi everyone, it's April 11th, 2013, and last time I talked to you I was really excited about spring. Now my allergies are kicking in. Not as happy. Thanks to not really wanting to do anything else, I've been able to watch 6 different animes opening episodes, just to see what they're like. And I thought I would share what I found out with you. I'm Lauren Orsini, and you're watching my video blog, Otaku Journalist. So, what I was saying before the cut, I watched 6 different anime. As you know, there's way more anime than that coming out this season. But here's why I picked the 6 that I did. 1, they were free. Okay, that's obvious. 2, they were legal. I can recommend all of these to you with a clear conscience. And 3, these were all anime that I thought were at least, maybe, slightly, kind of directed towards me. Like, I might be considered an audience as a 26-year-old woman in America. On to the shows. I decided to start watching Red Data Girl because it was listed as a shoujo fantasy, and I don't know, I was a huge fan of Magic Knight's Rare back when I was in 7th grade, and I was just hoping to see something like that. And sure enough, we've got this tiny, beautiful heroine, kind of pathetic, kind of weak, tons of beautiful men around her who appear to eventually going to be fighting for her affections. She lives at a shrine in the forest. She has some kind of mystical power that seems to disrupt modern technology. I mean, paging Clamp. There's still a few things I'm a little less than, psyched about. She's kind of Madoka in the way that she doesn't really do anything except, whine, cry, put herself down a lot. I mean, stand up for yourself, girl! You're the main character! You've got superpowers! We don't exactly know what they are, but you broke like 3 cell phones in one day, and you video chatted without using Skype. What would happen if the creators of Black Butler all got together and did LSD? I'm sure this is a question you've wondered about. I've wondered about. They would create Karneval. Karneval is a boys' love anime on psychedelic drugs. Everybody's got rainbow-colored eyes. We've got beautiful guys, and we've got a world that, obviously from the title, you're getting kind of like this circus vibe, but kind of like a gothic, baroque, vaudeville circus vibe. The secret service of the Carnival Society is a group called Circus, and they're kind of dressed like clowns and ringmasters on drugs. They go around keeping the peace while kind of putting on a show at the same time. Criminal justice as entertainment. But we're mostly focusing on the main Bishinen, so I don't know if we're gonna get into a lot of crime fighting before we get through a lot of beautiful, pretty eyes and cute hair. Aku no Hana, or Flower of Evil, has a kind of interesting premise when I describe it to people, but when you're watching it, it's really, really slow. The footage that we're looking at right now is actually the anime speeded up to twice its speed. But I know, doesn't it look like we're just watching it at normal speed? That's seriously because it's that slow. But it's got a really cool premise. There's a guy who's very angsty. I'm different from the other high school boys because I read books. Guy who's angsty and thinks he's cool because he reads books, steals somebody's panties and ends up making an evil deal with a delinquent in his class that might also be something occult. I mean, that sounds cool, doesn't it? That's kind of how they're describing it, but by the end of episode 1, main character and main character 2 haven't even met each other yet. The panty theft hasn't even happened. He's just pondering it still. I'm gonna try to give this another shot, but don't count on me. If Squid Girl had a drinking problem, she'd be Muromi-san. Muromi-san is our latest nautical moe girl anime. It's about a mermaid this time, and especially old, and kind of lecherous. And she's also at the bottom of the food chain and lives in fear of seagulls. It's still promising because she's got maybe superpowers to like keep meteors from hitting Earth. I mean, if you take the OP as some kind of description of what the show's eventually going to be about. Because it shows her and her mermaid friends doing awesome things. I just don't know if we're ever going to get to that. Muromi-san's saving grace is that it's only 12 minutes long. So even though I didn't think very much happened, it's just like short gags throughout the 12 minutes, it still feels really fast-paced. I'm definitely going to be watching the next one, though I'm not keeping my hopes up for another Squid Girl here. If you've heard anything about Yuyushiki so far, it's that you've heard, oh, it's just like Lucky Star. I can say it's kind of like Lucky Star, but I didn't really like Lucky Star. Yuyushiki is, well, it's incredibly random, but it's also, some of their topics make me kind of uncomfortable. They're in the data processing club at school, which just consists of these 3 members, which it totally basically gives the creators a premise to just make it a sandbox for them to talk about whatever. I feel uncomfortable if my friends were talking about this, like getting mochi on their cheeks and then convincing me that I have to kiss them, or asking me if I were an S or an M when it comes to S and M. These are all things, and it's like the 2 kind of background girls are totally cool with all this stuff, and the main girl is just really uncomfortable. She's like, I'm not kissing you, I'm not a sadomasochist, why are you guys making me do this stuff? So, I mean, on the other hand, I really relate to her. You can really, like, put yourself into her shoes and be like, why are you guys so sexual assaulty? What's going on? I also learned a lot of weird facts about the sun. I mean, they spend, like, all their time on Google, so that's interesting. And last, but not least, you knew this was coming, Oreimo 2. Or in English, My Little Sister Can't Be This Cute Too. I just rewatched Oreimo 1 because I knew that 2 was coming out. And I was really, actually, a big fan of Oreimo 1. I mean, I even have the Kuroneko Nendroid, and I only have 2 Nendroids. Any guesses what the other one is? I thought I was all prepared for Oreimo 2 to start, and then I keep pausing episode 1, and I'm like, wait, am I missing something? Is this actually episode 2? Well, it turns out I did miss an episode or 2. It turns out after season 1, they created some special episodes. And they were called, like, the good ending and the bad ending. Get it? Because Kirino is such a big fan of dating sims. We're just continuing the whole theme that Oreimo 1 started, which is like, imagine if, old lecherous otaku were in young moe girls' bodies. And also, the whole incest thing. It's just, neither the incest or the, creepy otaku in a young girl's body thing are that shocking anymore. We've all been around with that for an entire season. So now they have to, like, ramp it up a notch. What I predict for the rest of Oreimo is that we're gonna see the same themes, but we're gonna just get as shocking, as out of control as we can, because, I mean, we're this jaded audience, and we're already used to this incest stuff. It's yawn. I mean, we're not interested in that anymore. Well, that's all for now. Be sure to leave a comment. Let me know if you've watched any of these.